A diet has always been related to food. Following the people I do on social media and living in the world that we do today, I will probably always think of food rather than anything else, but it's pretty hard to miss, right? In the shops now, a lot of foods have the number of calories on, or it'll say something like low in sugar, low in fat, high in protein. When we look at social media, most of the time, depending on who we're following, the celebrities and the influencers are trying to sell us the next best thing to live a more healthy lifestyle or to help us have a more healthy diet. But what about our content diet? Why is this not talked about more? The podcast title that I had the phrase content diet from was honestly a little clickbait, and I'm not too sure why I decided to click on it. In the podcast, there's a small segment called Why You Should Optimize Your Content Diet. Now, Alina says that your content diet consists of 3 different parts: what you listen to, what you watch, and who you hang around with. And in this video, I'm going to be talking more about what I watch and what I listen to and how reviewing these things have really helped me. And hopefully you can take something away from this too. If you think there are any podcasts that I might be interested in, then just let me know in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to expand my library. So I remember being back in college with one of my friends and having a conversation about how when he goes home, he watches a TV show to switch off. And I was like, why the hell do you want to switch off? When I'm watching something, I want to either get something out of it or I want to learn something. At that time, I was like 20 or something. So I didn't even understand why you want to switch off. Now, I completely understand. It's a type of escapism, right? I understand it in terms of you want to switch your thoughts off for a little bit, which I think we're all guilty of, but I can't help thinking that it's somehow numbing your mind a little. And this part of me seemed to seep into other parts of my life. Like, for example, right now, on my phone, I have a widget that tells me how long I've been spending on my phone. Not only that, it also tells me how long I've been spending on each individual app. So, for example, the social media app that I spend the most time on is Instagram. So if I've seen that I've spent 30 minutes on Instagram, I'll know that I have to consciously make this decision to not go on Instagram just to mindlessly scroll. Like if I'm replying to someone or something like that, that's okay. But if I'm just scrolling just to pass the time or to procrastinate, I don't want to be one of those people that are endlessly scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or whatever your app is. This just keeps me a little bit more accountable for how long I'm spending on my phone. Because most of the time, the people that are endlessly scrolling through their social media, they're usually watching other people have a good time. Now, that to me doesn't make much sense. Would you rather not be having the good times instead of living through other people's good times and enjoying their experiences? And don't get me wrong, if this is something that you enjoy doing, then by all means go for it. But if you're like me and you like, I've just spent 40 minutes on Instagram doing absolutely nothing. I could have used my time in a much more efficient way. A quick little thing as well for the people that do have Instagram or Facebook or some kind of social media, which is probably most of us, right? When you look at stories or posts that make you feel sad or make you feel crap about your own life, and not in a motivational kind of way, like, oh, I've got to get up and I've got to do this thing. Like it genuinely just makes you feel about yourself. It's okay to unfollow those people. And this goes for friends and family too. Like just because you unfollow them on social media, it doesn't mean that you're not friends anymore or that you're suddenly not related. I am a huge music lover. I absolutely love music. In terms of my content diet, the thing that I am consuming the most is definitely music. So this was the biggie for me because I had to go through my Spotify. And every time I listened to a song on my Spotify, I really thought about how it made me feel instead of just listening to the song and singing away mindlessly like I usually would. This is going to sound a little obvious for probably quite a lot of people, but I think we're all still guilty of it. When I was listening to songs about a breakup or somebody hurting somebody or somebody dying, that had a little bit of an impact on me. And not like somebody just flicked a switch and then suddenly I'm sad now, but more like how my mood altered after listening to the song. Just so you can understand a little bit where I'm coming from. Imagine you have a voice in your head, which you do, right? You have your internal voice. Now imagine that voice is reminding you about a breakup you've had or a past time that has been sad or upsetting or depressing. Like imagine you've got that internal voice constantly reminding you about that thing. And then you're listening to that voice for fun. So for me, I used to listen to a lot of female singer-songwriters. There's just something so emotional and cathartic and releasing about singing with somebody about how much they've hurt you. I realized with certain songs that I became attuned to them for the worst. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I've gone on my Spotify and deleted all of these songs. I've just deleted a few of them because I need that kind of variation. I think variation is important with everything. I also saw another pattern too, which I found really interesting. I found that the songs that I'm slowly removing from my Spotify are songs that I've had on there for nostalgic reasons. Songs I used to listen to when I was like 13, and now they have a special place in my heart because of a certain moment that I had in the past. And I realized these kind of songs aren't giving me the joy that they used to give me back when I first experienced those moments. What I have actually started doing, which is a genuine game changer for people who are like me and listen to music 80% of their time and say they don't have enough time to listen to a 2-hour podcast that they want to listen to, but they just can't find that time to sit down and listen to it. I started, and I highly recommend this, instead of listening to music when I'm in the shower or I'm cooking and cleaning, I'll put on a podcast instead. Now, this has genuinely been a game changer for me because I used to listen to like one podcast, I don't know, like every 3 days, maybe once a week or something. Now, since I started doing this when I'm cooking or when I'm cleaning or whatever I'm doing the house chores, I can get through 2 podcasts in a day sometimes. One last little takeaway from this that I think is very important when it comes to you reviewing your content diet. I wouldn't always judge the TV shows, the YouTube videos, the scrolling on Instagram, the things you're watching whilst you're watching them, because 9 times out of 10, during the time you're watching them or consuming them, you're going to be probably really engrossed in what you're watching. So how I would play it is I would see how I'd feel after that TV show is over, or after the film is over, or after the YouTube video is over. So I've been asking myself questions like, did that really bring me joy? Or did I feel like I've just wasted my time? Do I now feel relaxed now I've finished watching that video or that TV show? Or do I feel on edge and I want to watch more, but I've got to go to bed in the next 30 minutes, so I need to kind of relax? Now I finished the show, now I finished the video, or now I finished watching a video on Instagram or whatever. Do I now want to go tell my friends about what I just watched? Because I'm so excited about what I've just watched. And I'm like, I need to tell somebody about this. Like, how does it make you feel after you've consumed the content? These are the questions that I've been asking myself recently. And maybe it's something for you to think about too.